Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me well? How's the music? Is it too loud? Great. Have a chat there. Cool. We'll be beginning shortly. Whoops. Not on Twitch, not as of yet. I'm thinking about creating an account. But no, it does look like a Twitch setup because I bought a pack for like all the widgets and like overlays for YouTube for OBS stream. And I also set up the donations thing, which can be found in the description below. A few people asked me last stream and I added it just for the sake of having it. Do you think it would be beneficial for me to set up the Twitch stream as well? Because I know there's a way to stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously through Streamlabs, I think. Also, the delay this time should be shorter. So last time I wasn't sure how to set it up and it was like around 30 seconds. And now it should be around 7 to 8 seconds. Yes, Twitch is good for artists. Great. Yeah. That's great. I might tap into that. So here's the recap real quick of what we did during the last stream. And here is the concept. I will also try to remember to drink plenty of water this time. Okay, I think I'm gonna start and then people might stop by in any case. I'm here to sculpt. And if you have any questions, as always, just drop them in the chat and I'll do my best answering them. All right. How to reduce poly without losing details because my poly count are going crazy, like 10 million. Yeah, it's a good question. There's an easy solution for that. So let's say I had something like Dynamesh going on this one, and then I was sculpting and then subdividing and subdividing and subdividing, and then now you can see because I got rid of the poly count thing up top in my UI, but this mesh is crazy dense. I could subdivide it one more time and it's gonna be like, let's say around, I don't know, 5 million. What I would do is I would either use Zbrush guides, or I would split the model into polygroups. Polygroups are just these like colored areas that you find on the model. You can mask a part of the model and hit Ctrl W and it creates a polygroup, which is just a group on your model, and then you could use them in ZRemesher here. So let's say I wanted to keep the eyes their own polygroup and the rest has its own polygroup, and I've got like 5 million or whatever. What I do is I duplicate the mesh which is dense and I rename it like high res or high resolution, and I go into my low resolution mesh with like a solo selected so I don't get lost, and then I hit keep groups, and depending on how much you want to preserve like this border around the polygroup, you select this value and hit something like 20k with the symmetry turned on. So with the symmetry turned on, what it will do, it will give you a result of 40,000 polygons, which is like 20,000 per side. If you want like 20 in total, then you put in 10k, and then you wait for not long, normally like around a minute, maybe even less. And you get this result, which is not the best result, but it's not the worst either. And so obviously you like now lost all the detail here and it's kind of low poly. What you do is you just leave your low poly, let's rename it low poly, low res. You got high res, your low res, and then you select these eye buttons so they are both visible. You scroll down to project, and then you can project both geometry and color, or just geometry. Again, depends on your needs. ZBrush will ask you whether you want to transfer the poly paint data, which is basically color. I hit yes, and it transfers it. And now you subdivide it and you transfer it again. And it brings back the details that you had on your high res mesh. And now I'm switching between them right now. And you can see there isn't much difference. And now you can always go back to the low levels and adjust the model from here, and your ZBrush doesn't like act out, you know. Whereas if I had like still those 5 million, you see, I'm dragging it and now it's like all like 2-second lag, and the possibility of ZBrush crushing as well. You don't want that. Yeah. So for any like major changes, you can just always come back to the low level, adjust it here. Let's say like I wanted to extend her forehead. It would be so much harder to do on the high level, on the high density level. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I know I went a bit in depth on that one, but it's actually super easy. There is a tutorial online as well. Just search for how to reproject details in Zbrush, and it will just show you the same thing. Okay. Tactile wedge. also planning for Art Twitch channel. YouTube Live is best for gaming channels. Is it? I thought it was the other way around. That Twitch was mostly for games and YouTube was just for content creators. Give me a second. So I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna create a special brush for her straps on the dress. And I'm not gonna follow the concept entirely. I'm gonna do something weird like this. I know it's like a curtain holder, but that's what it kind of reminded me of, and I couldn't find any exact matches for like the dresses with those kind of straps, so I just googled the curtain holders. And I think it's gonna be kind of an interesting result. So this. Oh yeah, it won't be like from scratch. I'll be modifying something that already exists. Either inside of Zbrush or the brush that I already have. I'll be just modifying it to suit the purpose. Okay, so we'll see what I have here. I have this braid. Okay. We'll make it thicker. Just a second. This one. Oh yeah, that's better. I'll reverse the direction. Can I reverse it? Or was it inside of Maya? Okay, I can reverse it. The size depends. Yeah. Okay, so it's going that way. I need it the other way around. Yeah, almost like that. And you can even adjust the depth of how much on the surface it sits. Going lower, yeah, something like that. Oops. And now I'm gonna delete the original reference mesh. Delete. That's some creasing on it. Okay, so that's something interesting. I want to make it flatter. Wow, I love brush creation. Hope I will learn 3D brushes. I sell brushes for free. Yeah, you can make money of it. Like, I have some of the iconic brushes that some people just created for 3D brush. There's the neck cut. It's really good for details, like hard surface details. When you need like to make a hard edge on like a panel of a, I don't know, like a part of a robot or something. Yeah, and lots of like hair brushes, rope brushes, man, there's so many. It's a tedious process, but it will make sense in a second. Okay. Let's try. Yeah, so it kind of looks like this, right? Maybe we should make it thicker. Maybe we should get rid of the stuff beneath it. I like it. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. I'll mirror it to the side. I know it's not exactly like it is in the concept, but it's my take on it. Right? Oh man, does she look funny without being here? I think I'm gonna work on the hair last. Firstly, I'm gonna sculpt the hat and all the details like the mushrooms and the ferns. And then I'll pose her, like her chest facing more towards us, and then I'll sculpt the hair, which will be like the last thing that I'll do asymmetrically. But for now, I want to keep working on the piece, like on the model symmetrically. Thus, the hair will be the last one to go. Alright, I'll do the lashes now. So the way I'm gonna do them to to save myself some time, I'm gonna append a cone. And by default it has like lots of subdivision, like edges. I'm gonna get rid of some of them real quick, because we don't need that many. Bring up the perspective, bring it all the way down, and now I'm gonna scale it up like a lash. Yeah, and then I'm gonna flatten it. Now I'm gonna go to the Sculpt button and click on it, like that, and you go to Bend Arc, and then you've got the Bend modifier. You can adjust. I'm gonna go something like this, accept. And now you can go to brush. I'm gonna get rid of the end caps and start end caps. And delete those because we don't need them. Now you go to brush, create insert mesh, new. Now you can hide it. I'll quickly duplicate this mesh. Hide the other one. Turn on the perspective. When I click on it, I'm gonna drag out our lash. Just like this. Now we just gotta match it. Let's see if That's more like it. I love the happy accident in Zbrush. Sometimes goes I go creative and force to change the concept. Sorry, I didn't get the last one. Sometimes it goes creative. And it forces you to change the concept. Yeah. Yeah, I love that stuff too. I think it's pretty cool. Especially for us 3D artists who basically make a living of like replicating someone else's 2D drawings in 3D, like, translating them into 3D. You really want to like add something like your own touch to it while still like making the artwork be recognizable. So I'm all in for happy accidents inside of Zbrush. Hmm. Random question. Favorite series / movie? Series. With series it's like really hard because there are so many shows that I enjoyed watching even this year. The most recent one is Ozark. Ozark is amazing. Like the actress that plays Ruth is amazing. I love that one. I love the Missouri accent. I also really enjoyed Sex Education from Netflix. Also a huge anime fan, so like watched a few of those. Most favorite one, I don't think it's considered anime, but it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's really good. Yeah, and the movie is also really hard. I love Mr. Nobody with Jared Leto. Yeah, it's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. It's about a guy who is born with an ability. Well, basically, he has seen all the pathways that he can take in life. So he knows like all of the outcomes, and he has lived through all of them. And it's just about like the experiences of like this concept of butterfly effect, of like how every single like even small action can lead to like unexpected actions, possibilities in the future. I really love that one. What about you? Do you draw inspiration from movies? For your art, for your concepting? I know you told me on last stream that you're a concept artist. Whoa, we have 3 people here. Or 2. Show yourselves. Drop something in the chat. You're watching The Witcher, Dune. Watched both of them. Actually read both of the book series, both The Witcher and Dune. They're great. I'm not gonna say much about the Netflix's adaptation of Witcher because it's not an adaptation at all. They just picked the names of the characters and just made their own story that wasn't based on the books at all. Still enjoyed it though. More of like a fan fiction than adaptation. And the Dune was amazing. Again, read all the books from Frank Herbert, I think is the guy who wrote it. Loved it. Can't wait to see the second movie, the second part. I feel like her smile is a bit too narrow. Martin. Oh, I know you. Hi Layla, love your character. It's fun to see your process. Oh, thank you. You're from Instagram. Thank you so much. Love, Death and Robots is also amazing. I have seen the first season. I haven't checked out the second, third, how many are there. It's just there's so much to watch, but the quality is amazing. Like I love how every episode is like its own story, kind of like Black Mirror, but it's a cartoon. Yeah, it was a great question. What are your guys' favorite TV shows or movies at the moment? Hope to be from YouTube too one day. Oh, as in like you're gonna start your own YouTube channel as well? That would be cool. Okay, let's turn on the polythene. I have one art YouTube channel. Oh, that's great. I'll look for it to the stream. Yeah, that would be fun, but it's a lot of work. I love the anime Hunter x Hunter. It is a lot of work, and I have no idea how I'm gonna like take care of all the social medias that I've created this far. But I also feel very passionate about filming for YouTube. I even like attempted filming a tutorial the other day. I think it's fun because that's how basically I learned Zbrush, through other people's streams and tutorials and speed sculpts. So I just felt like I have to give back to the community. Ooh, I just realized I have an idea for the dress straps. I'm gonna pick a light color. Because we created like a special group before, this green group. And this one. Just mask it. Something like this. Maybe the opposite. This. Like a fake highlight. Cool. Maybe the opposite. I'll go into the masking tab and I'll calculate the mask on the occlusion. And occlusion is basically how close the elements of the model are to each other. The Zbrush is gonna just calculate like all the intersections and all the closest areas. Again. Did it do anything? More interesting. Привет, Доброе утро и добрый вечер. Привет. Totally agree. All I know is from YouTube. Exactly. That's why I have a job. Because YouTube exists. And sometime 8 years ago. Oh my god, it's been 8 years. Some long time ago in 2014, I just found my first ever 3D tutorial. It was like a tutorial from Blender of modeling a teacup. Just followed it and I was so proud of myself after like 3 hours of struggling modeling that goddamn teacup. And then I showed it to my parents and I was so proud. And they were like, oh yeah, cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I did everything, like cups, tables, like I think I did like a teddy bear. Yeah. Like that's the way I got into the 3D. Alright. You're gonna say donut. No, it was before the donut tutorial. Before that became a thing. Because now everyone knows Blender for the donut tutorial. Which is a good tutorial, you know? It looks cute. And I forgot the name of the guy. Andrew? The Blender guru? He's a great instructor as well. I watched some of his videos even though I don't use Blender anymore. Just because he has a great eye for like composition and light values, color values. It was blended 2.7x. Yeah. Taught me a lot. I taught you a lot. Yep. Rough times. Yeah, it was before there were any tutorials online for Blender. And they weren't even video tutorials. It was first of all it was in Russian because it's my native language. Second of all, it was like just screen grabs and lots of text of what you have to do, and like screen grabs of all the menus and all the tick boxes that you have to hit. Oh man, it was a nightmare. But I'm glad that it existed back then, because otherwise I would not have a job right now. So thank you, Blender. I love his videos where he doesn't show the whole process but goes over the hardest parts and how they were tackled. I haven't seen those ones because I don't follow his channel closely, purely because I don't use Blender anymore. Love to hear about problem solving like that. Well, thanks for the insights, because it was, I'm like collecting data of what kind of tutorials are most like helpful on YouTube for 3D artists. So that'd be like tips and tricks, or introductory series, what I could make for like Zbrush users and Substance Painter users, maybe Maya. Just a second. Do you like to use the Dynamesh method or the subdivision method most? Oh? Do you mean Dynamesh versus Sculptris Pro? Let me know, because I'm not sure whether you mean like actually subdividing the model, or do you mean the Sculptris? Because Sculptris and Dynamesh are now like kind of the main competitors. Oops. Oh, right. I usually work super low res and work my way up with subdivisions. Haven't really figured out the Dynamesh method. Super easy actually. I'm doing the Dynamesh method right now on the hair. So normally pick the snake hook brush, turn up the RGB values, and then let me drop it down. Let's say I wanted to extrude out this part. And I would just like start working with it, and you would see how it would stretch, right? That would be ugly. And because I have Dynamesh, it was turned off. But yeah, something like that. 120 is a good value. And I just smooth it out, and then I do it again. Again, you activate the Dynamesh again just by drawing a mask. If I do this and draw a mask, it will update. So I would normally do that for a while until I'm satisfied with the shapes, but then you get like stuff like this. It's really wobbly and really ugly looking topology. It actually deforms the mesh, and here you can see it's looking very good. I would just take the ZRemesher guide brush. Now I would go in like this, and like this. Now go to ZRemesher and do one pass of ZRemeshing. Wait a minute. And here you go. You've got an okay topology. Obviously, you've lost all the polypaint data, but you can bring it back by undoing it, hiding everything, only leaving your low poly and high poly, and then you project all, and then subdivide and project all, and you've got all your details back with polypaint and an okay topology. That's kind of my preferred method of working with Dynamesh. Oh, no worries. Yeah, that's just the way I go, but I know there is another way. Let me show you. So let's say you extracted another thing and you don't want to work with Dynamesh, so we'll just turn it off. What you can do instead of doing this, you can select the brush and go to this menu, and what it will do, it will update your polygon count on the fly. So this is with Sculptures Pro, this is without. And here it doesn't really matter, but when you start to do this versus this, it does matter. Sometimes I would use Sculptures, but very rarely, because I kind of learned ZBrush with the Dynamesh option only available, so it's kind of stuck with me. That's an eyelash. Let's get rid of that. Let's hide the hat. As I said previously, I'll work on the hair at the very last minute, well, in the end, because I think I'm gonna rotate her torso now towards the camera, and I'll break the symmetry, and then I'll work on the hat and all the details like mushrooms and ferns and leaves, and then I'll work on the hair because I'm 80% happy with the way her face turned out. give me a second. I'll quickly reassess what I'm gonna do on this stream. How long has it been? It's been 1 hour and 30 minutes. Do you ever topologize your characters, or do you mostly decimate them before rendering? I never decimate, because I often get artifacts on renders, like the triangles won't have like perfect smoothing. And it's just, yeah, it's kind of my thing. I always use zero mesher for speed sculpts. Yeah, I never decimate. I've only decimated when I was 3D printing stuff, or when I need to bring it into Maya before I do proper retopology in Maya for production. And I normally only do that at work, where I have to actually make a character or prop. They'll later be used in production, or will later be rigged. This lady won't be rigged, so all the retopology will probably be done inside the Zbrush. I hope that answers your question. Let me quickly take a photo of the stream. By the way, what focal length are you using? I'm using the default one for now. It's in here, it's 50. You can set it to 85, but then it appears a bit too flat. I normally aim at around 50 for my final render inside of Maya. It's 50 or 60, yeah. I rarely use anything like this. I stick to 50. Um, 50 is good for art, yeah. Good for portraits, I think. Is it? 60 is around. Yeah, I've heard that 60 is good for portraits. Again, everything that I'm saying was taught to me by Max. Our Max. So, this is Sasha, and I used to work with Sasha at my first ever job in Moldova. And yeah, basically that's when I found out about all the different properties that cameras have. What is focal length? Why is it important? I even remember at some point that I asked like a stupid question of like, would you ever change your focal length as you're shooting? So would you ever go from like 30 to like 120 in like a shot? And Max was like, no, unless you want to achieve some really weird looking results. Okay, it's time to turn this lady around. I'm gonna save. By the way, we called her Sandra during our last stream. And we're gonna go all low. And now we'll go to Z plugin, transpose master, and we'll T-pose mesh. We'll basically say Zbrush that, we'll tell Zbrush that that's the T-pose, even though it's not. And now what it's gonna do, it's gonna go and combine all of the subtools, all of the like meshes from here to one subtool. And then we can just go and do something like this. I did a 3D Dolly Zoom last year. It was a pretty fun experience. I've heard of like there's a trick. Yeah, there is a name for this effect. But they don't choose. They don't change it like drastically. It's not from like 0 to 100. Even I'm not sure if you can have a 0 focal length to begin with. Now you can twist it. Oh, poor neck. Oh my. That's one giant lady. Now we'll scale it down. Something like this. I don't remember what it was called, that effect, but I know the one that you're talking about. I can't remember, but it's a nice effect for when someone realizes something. Yeah. Man, now my brain is preoccupied with trying to remember the name of it. So basically this part is kind of like lazy rigging. Oh. So like posing but without a rig. So not even rigging, just posing. No, guys, I'm googling it. The Dolly Zoom? Was it? Was it just Dolly Zoom? Yeah, I think that's it.
The Dolly Zoom is one of the most disorienting and flashy camera techniques of all time. And it shows up in some of the most beloved
This
scenes
one.
in cinematic history. It's famous for its bizarre look, but the shot also teaches us a lot about filming.
It's so good.
It shows different kind of lenses and how to use them. It enhances the emotion of a scene, and it can be used in subtle places you may not have even noticed. Let's see how. The Dolly Zoom are sometimes...
This is it. Dolly Zoom. Obviously, I can't turn her neck in the way it is in the concept. Like, it's a crazy neck turn. Fish hook. Is it? I'm trying to critique it. Alright. Meanwhile, I'm trying to look up some references for Nectarine, and all that Google gives me is just people in pain. Okay, that will do. You need a small mirror on the desk. Yeah. I feel like that would be a good investment. I know that animators most of the time have mirrors on desks. Just for like checking emotions and well, Sasha can actually tell us a little bit about it because he's an animator. And if you guys from my work, my current work, also have mirrors in their desks. It's kind of creepy when you approach them. They can always see that you're approaching them because there is a reflection of you in their mirror. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to turn her neck like that. That would just be too weird. Maybe I could pull her eyelid a little bit up, like it is in the reference. I cheated it a little bit in one of my previous artworks, which was Yennefer, the girl with the purple eyes on my ArtStation. So when I was trying to match the perspective, the artist did a pretty good job at like trying to find the perspective in 2D and make it as accurate as possible, but there was still like some mismatch. So I had to like, at the very last minute, I just like adjusted some of the lower eyelid line and upper eyelid line to align with the concept a little bit more. And it didn't look too creepy because in reality we all are asymmetrical. If you ever try to like take a photo of yourself and then just cut it down the middle and then just flip it, mirror it, you'll look ugly. People with perfect symmetry do not look pretty. Not at all. Yeah, this one. Here you can see there was still some mismatch. Yeah, animators do use mirrors, but I prefer film myself and watch after. This way I may act looking in different ways and see my face from the side. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I oftentimes take photos of myself prior to sculpting, and then I put them on the second screen. Considering I can replicate the pose, I didn't do it for this one. Alright. I love the Princess Mononoke sculpture. It's so good. Thank you. It was an interesting practice because the concept was from the profile. Yeah, all good. All good. Oh yeah, it was a really interesting practice because the concept being drawn from the side. I don't normally work with concepts from the side, but this one was so good. She looks a bit cross-eyed. Like, But yeah, it took me a long time today. 5 hours and 55 minutes. That's about right. Expression. I think you nailed it. She looks focused. No, she does not. Oh, thank you guys. You're just too nice to me. Like, I can see all of the mistakes that I made, but you know, it wasn't about like trying not to make mistakes. It was about actually trying to make as many mistakes as possible so I can learn from them. And I really, if you want to get into 3D sculpting, I really recommend doing challenges like this, which are like monthly challenges where you get a list of like 30 topics, and you sculpt every day on a given topic, and it really helps to become quicker at sculpting. Even like some basic stuff like faces or hands, or if you want to sculpt props instead, you can do that as well. So good. Pretty much like it is for 2D artists, because those guys, they're just drawing non-stop every single day. It's a bit too exhausting for me. But I try to sculpt with consistency as well. Your eyes are fine for anime style. I guess. Yeah, I guess. Alright. About anime style, have you watched Arcane? No, I have not watched Arcane yet. Is it good? Let me know. I never played League of Legends, LOL. But if it doesn't matter, I might check it out just for the art style's sake, because it's sick. It's really good. Love it. More and more companies started to adapt this 3D, 2D look in their shows and movies. And I think it's really cool. Kind of nostalgic too. So now I hit the other button in the Transpose Master plugin. Just like transfer all of the changes that I made to all of the subtools, aka meshes that you had in the subtool panel, aka outliner in Maya. Hey, Mofo from Earth. Hi. Insanely good. Are you talking about Arcane? Was it really good? Yes, it's so good in so many ways. Okay. Are you like a fan of League of Legends in general, or did you just like the show? It's 5 people now. Good characters that could have ended up cringe but didn't have not had anything to do with League of Legends. No, I was just wondering if your love towards the show also was supported, like backed by um, experience of playing the game as well. But if it's just good on its own, maybe I should check it out. Hello. Hello. It's funny because last stream I had so many Russians there. I was solely speaking Russian, which was kind of sucky towards all the English speakers, and now I've been speaking English non-stop for the past 2 hours. My mouth's gonna dry. But I love it. Okay, let's work on the hat. And let's delete some of this stuff. By the way, have you guys ever deleted subtools by accident? Like, you can like delete stuff and then you can uncheck the box of like asking about this action later, and then you just like hit delete instead of duplicate, and then like 3 hours of work are gone. That's fun times. Hello, крутая у тебя работа получилась на последний батл. Спасибо большое. Я над ней очень старалась. So it's got this wrap thing on top. So what I think I'm gonna do, just gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna sharpen it. I'm gonna duplicate it, mask it, delete hidden, oops, delete levels, delete hidden, then deformation. I go in and I smooth out these ugly edges. Now when we go to Zero Mesher, hit Zero Mesh, it will give you a nice result. Yeah. I'll drop it down to something like this. By the way, quick tip, if you hold down Ctrl and you scale from the center, this yellow square, it will kind of inflate the model. So if you just do it like this, it will scale it up. But if you hold down Ctrl, do this, inflates it along normals. Oof, that stings. I can't remember that I have quick saves set to 5 hours on the other hand. Why would you save quick saves to 5 hours? That's just like... Oof, you're playing with fire, man. If it's gone, it's gone. You know that. This and this. I'm gonna subdivide it one time, and I'll choose Love Brush from Shane Olsen. Shout out to Shane Olsen for making awesome brushes. They're free, by the way, on his website, which is like, I don't remember what it was called. Art to Design Workshop, I believe. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, right. I always tell that to myself when I forget to set like autosave in Maya, and then the whole day of work is gone. And it's not just personal work. Gladly, it only happened to me like one time, and I was able to explain it to my employer. Okay. Mix through it real quick. Now I'm gonna Dynamesh it. How did you land your first 3D job? Oof. I don't know what to consider my first 3D job, to be honest. My first 3D experience was an internship, and was in Moldova. But my first 3D job, it was straight after graduation. It was actually on my graduation day. We had this like graduation show off thing where our lecturers from university invited a bunch of people from the industry in Auckland, in New Zealand, just to take a look at the graduates from our 3D college, university college. And you had like every one of us had a stand with a computer, like one screen or two screens, or I can't remember, with like your show reel playing and your portfolio on the other screen and the CV printed out, and like I even made some business cards which I never used after that. And so people came, and apparently two of them who were from the same company really liked me and really liked my work, and so they just offered me a job straight after graduating. They hired me as an effects artist, by the way, because I was good at Houdini, and I like haven't used it in a while now, so I'm a bit rusty, but I know Houdini, and I can brag about it. Yeah, so they were like really in need for some Houdini artists, and they had already like a senior 3D Houdini artist, and he taught me everything I needed to know for the job. And then half a year later, after working as a effects artist, I realized that I enjoy sculpting and modeling and texturing more. And I just sat down with them and I asked to do more of like character stuff and prop stuff. And slowly but surely, over like the course of maybe 2 months, I became more of a character, or well, not a character, but just modeler, 3D modeler. Yeah, that's the story. And I'm still there in that company. Ooh, thank you, Sasha. Думаю, твоя работа может занять минимум 3-е место или может 2-е. Вообще топ работа. Спасибо большое. Я не загадываю пока что, я не думаю, что что-либо займет, но я была очень рада поучаствовать. Oh wow, me too, it's my main software. Houdini, right? Yeah, it's amazing. I love it so much. There are so many things you can't do in any other 3D software. People just don't understand that, like the procedural modeling, the coding that you can do inside of there. It's great. Yeah, Houdini artists are very needed in the industry, and I see more and more companies warming up to Houdini as not just like an effects tool, but a tool that grants so many possibilities in terms of like proceduralizing, I'm not even sure if that's a word, making the process of creating some repetitive props procedural. It's basically undo history for free in there, exactly. Imagine my pain when I had to switch to Maya. No offense to Maya users, I'm a Maya user myself. But undo there, oh, so painful to use. Not even mentioning the fact that it can often be the cause of your crashes or like corrupted files. You have been working in a file and you haven't like erased the history for a while, and then Maya crashes. Chances are your file is going to be corrupted. Can't wait to try it out. It has some good stuff in it. Like, I create all of my UVs in Maya. I do retopology inside of my room. I render there. I light there. Yeah, lots of stuff. I groom inside of mine as well. Although I groomed inside of Houdini for a while. Normally I don't sculpt cloth. I feel like sculpting cloth is more for game production, or like stylized bolts and stuff. That's why I don't normally do that. But not today. I might do some Marvelous Designer off camera, just because I'm not sure how it's gonna work on stream, because it's like really heavy on your computer. Well, at least on my computer. I don't want it to crash the stream or anything. У вас бывает снег и минусовая температура? Интересно. На Южном острове вполне возможно бывает минусовая. На Северном, где я сейчас нахожусь, там где столица, большой город, Окленд, не бывает. Ну, то есть снега вообще ноль зимой. Всегда льет дождь. Минусовая температура бывает, но она долго не держится. What is the time? No, nothing. 2 hours. It's all good. Oh man, I was too optimistic when I thought I was gonna finish this on stream. I was gonna name the stream like, hey, let's finish this sculpt together. And I was like, nope, don't do that. Don't overestimate yourself like you always do. What all you think about art school? Where I live, it's all art L school. Yeah, guys, share your opinions. I went to art school, like the traditional one. I never got to finish it. I did 3 years, and then on the 4th one, I quit. And I think I started doing some like 2D animation classes, and then I transitioned into 3D. I don't know. I'm not sure how it is in your country. My country was quite it was very not basic. What would I call it? Conservative, I guess. So you were taught how to paint like still lifes and how to paint compositions, basic shading, how the light works, how the color works. Пока-пока. But not much more than that. So gave a nice background and understanding of what kind of colors work together and what colors don't, how to like frame your artwork, because I see so many artists being like really good at sculpting, but then I would do something like really weird, like you've got a canvas, and then they would just like position an artwork here, and then they would like screen grab it, and then they would post it online, and there's this huge dead space in here, and then here. And it's just like basics of composition that you should know about if you're gonna do 3D art. And that's the kind of stuff I learned from art school. You lost your 6 years. I'm in multimedia school, but I did 3D before I started here. Not learning much from the teachers, but get the chance to work on what I want when I want because of it. Exactly. That was kind of my college experience. I got all the tools I needed and almost like access to them 24/7. I didn't stay there during the night. I thought degrees needed at that time, but now company hire direct talent. That is awesome. No, I wouldn't say degrees necessarily needed. We've hired people before solely based on their portfolio, so on ArtStation, so it's totally doable if you don't have resources or time, but you have like a really like a decent portfolio. You can get hired. Definitely. I'm not really digging this one. You know what I'm gonna do? Just gonna undo back to the time where I had like a clean one. And I'm gonna try some simulation magic inside of Zbrush. I'm gonna mask the border and invert it. And now I'm gonna lower this one down. Okay. Maybe not. I don't know.
She's straight.
Did you try Substance Modeler? No, but I've seen some demos. They look interesting, right? I don't think it's there yet. As in, like, it's not fleshed out yet. But I'm looking forward to trying it in the future. Have you? I didn't even know it was out yet. I thought it was still like beta tester. Beta testing thing. By the way, I'm making a mushroom right now. Yeah, I'd be keen to try it. Alright, looks like a mushroom to me. You like the brush setting? Yeah, it's very satisfying to work with. Just in case if you didn't know, it's just the symmetry, and you activate radio symmetry, and you can modify the number of those strokes. That was the 8 thing. Yeah. Super. So we have 2 subdivision levels in this one. This one only has 0. You subdivide it. Now they both have 2. And now you just click merge down, and it will preserve the subdivision levels on both subtools. The reason why I'm mentioning it is if you have only one subtool that has subdivision levels and you have one that doesn't, and if you merge them together, it might break things, and like it will break your subdivision levels. And yeah, if you want to preserve them, make sure you have the same levels and you're on the same level of both of the subtools, and then you merge them. Just some geeky stuff for you there. Now I'm gonna delete it. Delete it. Go down. Let's disable it. The symmetry. Now I'll look at it from the top. I say create, insert mesh brush. New. Hide it. Now here I'm gonna delete levels. Select this color. Select this brush. Turn down the opacity, and I'm gonna do this. Fun. Kinda got the proportions right. thank you. That was my first donation ever. Thanks. And yeah, it was a chance to test the widget thing from in OBS, and it works. So thank you. I feel like when I pushed her lower eyelid a bit up, now it looks like her eyes twitching. So I'm gonna bring it down real quick. Yeah, that's better. Ooh. How about these settings? Thank you so much. Just playing around with render settings. Oh yeah. That's kind of nice. I wonder what it looks like with the hat on. It'll probably all. Oh no, no, it's not in shadow. It's fun. Now it is in shadow. Ooh, which is another thing I'll have to fake probably. Because when I'm gonna be rendering, her entire face is gonna be in shadow. So we'll probably have to push this edge. Like inside. But closer to the face. I'm gonna worry about it later. It's gonna be more of an oval shape. That's a fun one. I like this brush. I might even save it. Normally when I create something like this, I don't save it. Just keep it inside of the project. But I never use it again. And this one I kind of did. I think it's cool. For the amount of time and energy I spent on it. Like 5 minutes. Fun little brush. By the way, if you guys are interested in my UI colors and this panel right here that I use a lot, this is basically a panel that I created for myself with all of the tools and actions that I need during my work process. If you'd like to use it, just drop a comment in the chat and I can like share it on Gumroad for free if you want. Also the colors are kind of girly, but I really enjoy them. Like this greenish turquoise color is kind of my favorite. Yeah, let me know. Because it saves you so much time. Instead of like, if I were to find this close holes button, I'm not even sure where it is right now. Probably here in Modify Topology. Yeah, close holes. And that would take me like 15 seconds instead of 1 second. And it seems like nothing, 15 seconds, right? But it adds up for every single button. Cuts your time down in half, if not more. Share it on Gumroad. Will do. I guess I'll need to set up Gumroad as well. Oh boy. So many social media accounts to keep track of. Is Gumroad even a social media platform? I guess not. I guess it's just a space where you can share your stuff. Your assets. Super easy. Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine. Let me know if you have any other ideas of what you would like me to share in Gumroad. Let me quickly post a story inside in my Instagram that we're still live. We're still going strong. Oh, how should I do that? Which reminds me, I should use this thing. And my mic was off. Wow, Layla, such a cool progress since I saw it last time. Thank you, thank you. It is a big jump since last time, since last stream on this channel. This teeny tiny channel. But hey, you know, I'm proud of it. For what it is. I'm proud of it. And I'm super happy to have you guys here. This guy got distorted a little bit. Amazing. No, it's not amazing yet. Anyway. But thank you. Thank you for your kind words. What are your favorite artists? So, it's impossible to have your favorite artists because there's so many people I follow, so many people that inspire me. Let me think. So I follow like 500 people on ArtStation. So that's a start. I can show you the artists that got me into 3D and artists that just inspired me to start 3D modeling career, I guess. I should probably just go to my likes on ArtStation and reverse it into the beginning. Reverse it. A second guy. Oof. Oh, I really enjoy this artist. Mikhail Lilievre. Oh my god, it's so hard to read. I'm so sorry if you're watching it and you are hearing me pronounce your name. So he's French, yeah. That's why it's so hard for me to read your last name. Yeah, he's amazing. Like, I just love the shapes. I love the shape language, how it's simple and yet stylized and yet detailed. Ah, and the colors. I think it was one of the first guys that I followed. Look at it. They kind of look like sculptures. Like real life sculptures, you know, isn't like porcelain toys, kind of. They're so alive and so nice, and like this shallow depth of field with all the dust particles. I just use it as an inspiration for my own works. Like, you could see some of it in my dragon fruit artwork. And it's not loading now. Yep. You can definitely see the inspiration. Creative creatures. Creative creators. Yeah. Obviously, Olya Anufrieva is a Russian Olya Anufrieva is a Russian 3D artist that really inspires me as well. She's famous for modeling these really cute girls. But she is also a badass at sculpting realistic stuff and semi-realistic characters as well. Yeah, it's just amazing, the stuff she makes. I follow her on Telegram, ArtStation, And she actually knows me somehow. Probably because I won Sculpt competition last year, and she found out about it, and she made like a post in one of her groups about me, which was super nice, super sweet. So thank you, Ola. I could talk about my favorite artists for probably the length of this stream, but I'm just not gonna do that. Otherwise, it's gonna end up being like a 5-hour stream. And, you know, I need my beauty sleep. Oop. Creative creatures, and yeah, also creators. Yeah. What are your favorite artists? Do you have any that really inspire you? Maybe some traditional ones, like traditional sculpture or 2D artists? All right, let's finish those mushrooms. Over that. And this one is a bit too tall. Giovanni Nakdo. It does sound familiar. Let me Google him. He has an art. Is that you? No, that's not you. Ooh. Wow. I love this one. Oh, the one real like both. Wow. I hope my stream doesn't get monetized for it. I mean, taken down. It shouldn't be because it's not like anything like nudity. This is so good. I love it. Like a miniature sculpture. Wow. All done in Oculus Medium VR. That's a VR sculpt. It's... wow. What? It's so hard to do in VR. Like, from what I've seen, it's... oh, was that his artwork? Because I have it saved. See? It's saved in my 3D inspirational art. What's her name? Yolandi? From that South African band. I love their music. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. I'm gonna give him a follow. Thank you. I really love Netic. Yeah. Netic CK. Again, does ring a bell. Just don't have the like mental capacity to remember all the artists. Surely they have an artistic maybe I follow them on Instagram or something. Where do you know Netic? Netic is okay? Because I can't find them. I can't find them on ArtStation. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna Google all of them, otherwise it's just gonna take me a very long while. Ashley Adams. I know Ashley. She's Sculpt for Zbrush for their YouTube channel, and she's also a great inspiration for me. I love this one in particular. She's so good. Following as well. Since recently, actually. I didn't know about her until last year's Sculpt off in October. I'm gonna put my hair back because it's summer in Auckland and it's incredibly hot in the apartment that I'm living in. Yeah guys, I'm gonna go through each one of them after the stream is over, and I'm gonna check out everyone. Because from what you guys suggested, like these artists, and I either follow them or I don't follow them, and they're amazing. Do you ever get overwhelmed from the amount of good quality work being produced every single day? Like, I go on ArtStation, and because I follow around like 500, 600 people, obviously I get notifications every single day. There's just so much art. So much art. It's crazy. Jesus, stop. By the way, I'm not religious when it comes to Zbrush. That's some weird shit. ArtStation is coffee. What do you mean? As in like boost? Or to create more? Is it like a metaphor? I get overwhelmed on the speed they are produced. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, but you've got to remember that everyone's got their own schedule, they've got their own life going on. Some people are less busy, some people are more busy, and everyone goes at their own pace. You know, sometimes I don't have a lot of how to say it. I'm not too busy at work, and I can sculpt every single day and post artworks every single day. And at times I have crazy load at work in my studio. that I work for, and I just can't produce very high quality artworks. And it's the same for everyone. Just gotta remember it. Yes, boost and inspiration. Yeah, it is. It's used wisely. If it's not used wisely, it can be destructive, from what I found. But sometimes, especially when I was a beginner, like I'm an intermediate artist. That's how I like to think of myself. When I was a beginner, it was sometimes it was depressing to go on ArtStation and find so many artists who were doing so much better than you, and you were just like struggling to understand how like a certain button in Zbrush works, or how the heck did I save my file, what's document, what's Z tool, what's Z project. It was just too much. And I kind of got into the phase of procrastinating. There's a really good way to explain it, and that's by reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. He described these two things called action versus motion. And action is basically when you go and do the thing, which is in our case 3D sculpting, like actually sitting down, finding time and finding the concept that you like and bringing it into 3D, and then like modeling it, lighting it, posting it online. That's action. And the motion is thinking about sculpting it, which is for me, which was for me, browsing the ArtStation in search for inspiration, which was just an endless loop of inspiration. I would go there and I could sit there for like an hour without noticing it, and I would just like go through all the 2D concepts that I like. I would save them into folders, which I still do, just in motivation, and then I would just fantasize about sculpting all of them, which wasn't really healthy, because I felt like I was doing progress by saving all of these artworks into folders, but I wasn't doing anything. You know? Does it sound... Do you guys know what I mean? Or am I just like the only crazy one that does it? Well, used to do it. So yeah, after reading the book, I came to the realization that I was doing it heaps, and I tried to do more action rather than motion. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like a black hole that sucks you in, and it's hard to get out of that state. I ran out of water. Give me, guys, a second. I am back. We all lose so much time, 100%. Same, making big plans and never doing it. Yeah, you see, we're all very much alike. More so before I started with characters, because then I just made everything so scattered with ideas. That's Very true. That's another thing. Your mind gets scattered because you're stretching yourself too thin. You want to do characters, and then you want to like learn some lighting tips and tricks, and then you want to progress in like, I don't know, maybe character design instead of like Photoshop. Because at some point I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be the 3D sculpting god, and at the same time I wanted to make my own very cool and interesting 2D character concepts. And then I wanted to become the professional groomer and make all of my 3D sculpts have awesome grooms. That was just not sustainable. I wish I had one of those, what were they called? Time turners from Harry Potter that Hermione had in the third part. So I could be at like, I could stop time and I would learn this software, and then I would unstop time, and then I would do some 3D work. Ah, I wish that was the case. Dorman. Dorman? Was that the name of the time turner thing? That would be nice. We would be gods. We would definitely be gods. But don't you think if we were gods, we would be like flawless? And that wouldn't be very interesting. Imagine looking at the portfolio and every single piece is just amazing. It's without any imperfection. After a while, like, it seems like the best case scenario at first glance, but after a while, wouldn't you get bored? Like, okay, this person is just perfect at everything. I don't know, it gets boring. Doraemon, it's a cartoon. What is it about? Oh, I know this one. It's spelled a little bit differently. You mean this one? Doraemon? Fictional character. He's a male robotic cat that travels back in time from the 22nd century to aid a preteen boy named Nobita. Nobita? Oh, I didn't know it was a robotic cat. Wow. Whoa. Deep, deep thoughts. Man, it's Friday night. Got my glass of water. I've got 3 people that listen to me. 2 people. Why does it say 2 people, but there are 3 people in chat? Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm going down a very deep rabbit hole with all of these god ideas while not being religious. But I think you got the gist of it. I think that's all. Shrooms. Pardon me. No, that's all of them. One of us is a fake, an imposter. No, that can't be. I know all of you guys. As in, like, from social media and one from real life. Or how the cool kids say IRL. I'm still trying to learn all the cool lingo that people use online. Kind of bad at it. Among Us, it's a cool game, right? It's a bit boring after a while, but if you're with the right people, super fun. I guess you could say that about anything. Okay, I think the mushrooms are done. I'm just quickly gonna paint some of them. And you know what was the beauty of saving those subdivision levels like half an hour ago? Now I can do this, split it in. Now we have it as a separate subtool. And because they are all the same, we can just hit reconstruct. And now we have two subdivision levels, and we can work with the lower one as well. Still doesn't answer my question. We have Alex, Martin, and Sitewar. I'm sorry, I can't read your name properly. Please correct me. So I have 3 people in the chat, but it says that there are only 2 people on the stream. Magic. It's a really big name. I don't know why. Yeah, because I have this. Which way should I show you? This thing? Showing the people who are currently watching me, which is directly connected to, like, well, basically a website that extracts the data from YouTube. And it's showing 2 people. Maybe it's just YouTube being weird. Yep. I'll try to restart page. Do that. Okay. So I think I'm only gonna stay for maximum of half an hour. What do you guys think we should do in those next 30 minutes? Should we do the necklace? Or maybe we should do some of the leaves. Or should we paint the moon on her forehead? Let me know. Let's do that thing like of followers decide. Did the counter change? No, it didn't. Can you see the counter right next to me? Because it's showing in my stream that you can see it. Ooh, the necklace. Okay, one vote for the necklace. It's quite simple actually. I think we could do that in less than half an hour. Maybe we should. I remember downloading like a chain brush. That would be perfect. It's a very... oh yep, there it is. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab body, I'm gonna drop it down to the first level. We duplicated it, dropped it. Now it's like low poly. And we've got the chain brush activated. I'm gonna go with this one. Ooh, this is cool. I wanna try it. This is cool, but I feel like it's a bit too much. Maybe we'll go with this one. And this is cool as well. Which one? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one should we do? Here is the reference. It's very non-distinct. It could be even like a rope, but I think it's a chain. Or, yeah, it's pretty solid. The skinny, I guess. Yeah, I was leaning towards the skinny one as well. Say what? Let's try 3 and 4. How much geo does this add? Are the shapes high poly like ZBrush primitives? Yeah, quite high poly. But we'll see if we could... maybe it has some subdivision levels baked into it. Amazing skills. Yeah, right. This brush does everything for me. Ooh, what happened here? Let's try and fix it. Nah, guys, we'll have to redo it. Did it again. Weird. That should do. By the way, there is a tip. If you ever want to smooth the, like, you got something like this going on, you want to smooth it, I think you hit 6 and it smooths out the curve and it becomes somewhat smoother. I'm gonna do it now. Hello? Yeah. So, before, after. I think I'm gonna go with the sharper look. Okay, so another tip. You can always switch between the Imm brushes that you have. I'm gonna hit it right now and see what it looks like. So that's the 4th one. That's the 3rd one. I feel like the 3rd one is a bit too thin. So I kind of like this one. I don't know. 3rd is looking... I like them both. It's just... if I go with the 3rd, it might look too thin and too noisy on the render, on the final render, when I have all the elements together. And we're going for more of a stylized look, so less realism, more stylization, and I normally lean towards bulkier on like chubbier stuff in the elements that I create for my characters. So I think I'm gonna go with the 4th one. Let's see. Make it bigger. No. This is fine. Now I'm gonna get it. And I'm going to leave it hidden because that mesh was a copy. And now she's got a chain on her neck. Now all that's left to do is figure out what is dependent on her neck. And that's where Pinterest comes in. Gonna quickly search for triangle, pendant, crystal. Then elements start to look real life and not cartoonish, and cartoons are cute. Yeah. It's just, you can put off the viewer when they're looking at something stylized and then all of a sudden there is a very realistic element in the shot. It's just a bit disorienting, I find. Okay, so I found this one. I'm gonna save it to my board. Oh, this is cool. Maybe it could be 3D instead of 2D. No? Let's do that. Basically the cube, which I'm gonna go down in the settings for the cube. Initialize. And give me a cube. I'm gonna rotate it. Yeah, like so. Now I'm gonna do this. Alright. So what they have there kind of like this. On the ref, I mean. Looks weird. Let's see. Right. How would I do that? No. Yeah, that's more what I wanted. Alright, all that's left to do is to add like a torus for the chain connector between the pendant and the chain itself. Yeah. Excuse me. Whew. Great, thank you. That's all right. My modeling skills with ZModeler, ZBrush are a bit limited. But I got it to work, I think. That will do for now. I feel like sits a bit higher than it is in our scene. Maybe we'll pull it up like so. Alright. I keep forgetting. I should be drinking more water. Okay. How long has it been, guys? It's been 3 hours and 50 minutes. That's as long as it's been in the last stream. So I think we're gonna finish here. Oh, not here. But here. Yeah. Whew. I feel like we've done quite a bit. Oh, I should bring up the last wood. That was the last stream's progress. And that's now. Hey, fun to hang out with you too, guys. So as before. That's not the best way to display it. But yeah, I'm kind of happy what I was able to do today, and you guys were amazing. Thank you so much for your support. I really enjoyed working and talking, and it's also really great practice for me in terms of just, you know, multitasking. So thank you guys so much for being with me today. If you haven't followed me, please follow me on YouTube and Instagram and ArtStation, wherever you are. And I'll see if I'm gonna be doing the third stream on this one. I might just finish the camera and record it, and then I'll put it like a time-lapse video on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.